Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
An early morning fire tears through a Georgetown house, putting 10 people out of a home.
People in Jackson County still have not received their property tax bills. We'll tell you why. Some are blaming the sheriff.
And some Kentucky soldiers are back home after helping stop the spread of Ebola in Africa. WKYT News at 4:30 starts now.
Good afternoon. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. We are tracking the cause of an early morning fire. It forced a central Kentucky family from their home.
It started about 3:30 this morning in the attic of a house on Bourbon Street in Georgetown. One man says he smelled smoke and rushed to wake up the rest of his family. WKYT's Sean Moody is in Scott County, where the cold temperatures made it hard for firefighters to put out those flames. It's our top story at 4:30.
Well, there were 10 family members living in 2 apartments inside the house. The man who lives in the upstairs apartment says he's just thankful his 1-year-old son wasn't inside. Charles Masterson lives on the 2nd floor. He said his apartment was having electrical problems last night, so he decided to sleep downstairs.
I'm just going to leave it, wait till the morning. And my sister's boyfriend wakes me up at like 3 o'clock in the morning saying there's smoke everywhere, and we run outside and smoke everywhere. I ran up here to check everything out, and there's smoke all over the ceiling.
Firefighters say the fire started in the attic. They got the flames out before they engulfed the house, and the frigid weather made the battle difficult. Their water created slick spots, and a few firefighters slipped and fell. They weren't seriously injured. Today, Masterson is trying to figure out what, if anything, can be saved. His son's first birthday is tomorrow. He wasn't there last night, but his toys were.
I had a bunch of stuffed animals that were his, all gone. Just stuff you can't really replace.
For now, the family is staying with another relative here in town. They're not sure what they'll do after that. In Georgetown, Sean Moody, WKYT.
And fire investigators still don't know the cause of that fire. Well, it's certainly been another record-setting day here when it comes to weather.
Lexington dropped to 11 degrees very early this morning, the coldest temperature ever recorded here this early in the season. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey on what's next. We're breaking all kinds of records.
You know, you think of it like this. We set a record low yesterday, a record cold high yesterday, and a record low this morning. All of a sudden, the afternoon temperatures kind of going against the grain a little bit and actually shooting up a few degrees on us. Not that we're going to complain. A little look outside. It looks good for the first time really this week. Right now in Lexington, we have a little sun. We have some clouds working on into town, gusty winds and 40s. So even on a day when temperatures are into the mid-40s and even some upper 40s, it doesn't feel that warm because of the winds. Wind chill is 38 right now in Lexington, and we're going to go the other direction later this evening. We'll drop it toward the upper 30s and low 40s at 7 o'clock. Still windy. Clouds will increase by late this evening into the wee hours of the morning. A little period of some light snow is a possibility as another Arctic front makes its way through the area. Now, nothing is showing up now. Those clouds are right on top of us. The Arctic front is just across the Ohio River into parts of Indiana and the Buckeye State, and look at the flakes that are coming in behind that. Situations like this on a northwesterly wind, what have we talked about now for the past couple of weeks? Those are flurry-making winds as they blow in here, especially later tonight and for the day on Thursday. So, guys, we have this little blip on the screen this afternoon with the 40s. Then we go down a little bit, though I'm tracking one really mild day. I'll tell you when that arrives coming up.
Thank you, Chris. The search continues this afternoon for a man and a woman accused in an overnight robbery at a Lexington gas station. It happened just after 4 o'clock this morning at the Speedway on New Circle Road at Meadow Lane. Police say the couple wore a mask when they pulled a gun on the clerk and stole cash and cigarettes. Officers found some of the stolen cigarettes on the street behind the store where the robbers likely got into a getaway car.
Property tax bills are being delayed in one eastern Kentucky county, but the sheriff maintains he did nothing wrong. Property owners in Jackson County won't get their bills until next month because a form that needs to be signed by the sheriff by law wasn't signed until today. The delay means agencies that depend on tax dollars could suffer. WKYT's Phil Pendleton spent the day in Jackson County and has more on the situation.
The library director here in Jackson County tells me that a large part of her budget comes from the money in property taxes. And she says while they will get by, she is concerned about the whole situation. But she said she didn't want to comment further for fear of retaliation. The property tax issue is the latest in a long line of issues facing sheriff Danny Pyman, who several months ago made news for arresting the judge executive during a fiscal court meeting. The charges were later dismissed. Now, I spoke with Pyman, who says because his office is shortly staffed, he never got the original form to sign that would have had bills going out earlier this month. The county clerk told me the bills will either be printed on the 1st or the 15th of the month, and the property owners will still get the proper discount based on when those bills are mailed out. We're going to have a lot more from Sheriff Danny Pyman coming up at 5:30, but for now, in Jackson County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The county clerk tells us that he is glad the situation is over, but didn't want to comment anymore.
About 50 Kentucky Air National Guard members returned to the Bluegrass from Africa early this morning, where they were helping battle the spread of Ebola. The airmen worked in a cargo processing area in Senegal during their deployment. The hub there takes in a lot of supplies that arrive from all over the world. The airmen help process that material and ship it to affected areas. They were deployed for about a month, but they're home just in time for the holidays.
It's so hard to take in everything that is different over there because it's just that different. The buildings are, most of them were not complete. The roads weren't finished. It's just, you see how fortunate you are living in the United States when you go over there.
The Air National Guard says these airmen were stationed about 800 miles from Liberia, which is the closest spot that's been affected by the Ebola virus. Xerox is putting out the Help Wanted sign. The company announcing today they are continuing to hire in Lexington for their health care and holiday customer care ramp up. There are about 300 open, permanent, and temporary positions. Xerox will host a job fair from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow at the Yorkshire facility. The first 25 in-person applicants will receive a turkey. Well, the acting Secret Service director testified today about what he's doing to change an agency that has been stung by a series of security breaches.
Craig Boswell has more now from Capitol Hill.
The Secret Service's acting director told lawmakers he's taken over an agency that's flailing and severely damaged.
I identified three main areas of concern. One was staffing, one was training, and obviously the morale as well.
Joseph Clancy took over after a string of security breaches. The most visible happened in September when Army veteran Omar Gonzalez made it over the White House fence and into the East Room before officers could stop him.
This guy got further in the White House than some of my Republican colleagues have ever gotten.
A review of that incident found problems with communication between officers and a lack of training.
What happens when people are not properly trained?
When we're not properly trained, sir, we fail.
The panel wanted to know what the agency needed to do to fix the problems. Some answers sounded simple.
We are now in the process of working with our partners at the National Park Services to see if we can do something with the fence. That's our first step.
It's like a higher fence.
Maybe a higher fence, sir.
While one congressman suggested a moat around the White House, others were more serious in saying the agency may need to end some of its other duties, like investigating financial crimes, and focus on its protective duties. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Director Clancy said training and morale were hurt as a result of budget cuts, but also said that was no excuse for the mistakes.
They're calling him a sight for 4 eyes. Coming up, we have the details on People Magazine's sexiest man alive.